this morning. And then if you hear your name called, that would be the best time to unmute and let me know that you're present and let me know the status of your cases. Today, this morning, May 10th at 9 a.m., we are addressing the Fulton State Court ORCA misdemeanor calendar. These are a list of misdemeanor cases in which the cases have already been accused, bonds have been set, and we are going to determine today how the defendant would like to proceed with the case. Either the defendant would like an opportunity to try to resolve the matter with the prosecutors. And today, this morning, our prosecutors will be Ms. Georgia Kassidakis and Ms. Sarita Githyeya. The defendant, either represented by counsel or appearing self-represented, will have an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor if you choose to do so, or you can have your attorney speak with the prosecutor to see if there's a possibility for a resolution. Otherwise, the defendant would have the opportunity to enter a plea. If you want to enter a plea of not guilty, please let us know and we will reset the case for a trial. Either it will be a bench trial before a judge or a jury trial before a jury. If you're a defendant appearing on Zoom or a defendant appearing in the courtroom, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you choose to say during the course of this hybrid criminal proceeding, your statements can and will be used against you. These proceedings are not only being live streamed, but they're also being recorded. So please note that you should exercise your right to remain silent about the specific facts of the circumstances of your case. You have a right to an attorney. When I call a defendant who appears to be self-represented, I'm going to be asking you who is your attorney, because you do have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, we can have a member from the Public Defender's Office represent you, or from the Conflict Defense Office. So if you need to speak with a Public Defender's Office to see, number one, if you qualify, and number two, if you'd like to continue with their representation, please let us know. Mr. Haddad, would you be able to put in the chat the information about reaching out?
Sure, Judge, or I can just make the announcement. If
Go ahead.
you wish to apply for the Public Defender's Office, obviously wait until the court addresses you, but go ahead and put your email address and phone number in the chat portion of Zoom, and I'll contact you after the call to the calendar. Do not leave the Zoom meeting unless the court excuses you.
Okay. And that goes also for the individuals who are in the courtroom. If you're not represented by counsel, you will have an opportunity to speak with the Public Defender's Office if you choose to do so. Mr. Kassab, is it?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You can come and have a seat right here next to Mr. Wallace. So you get a chart. Attorneys are seated here behind the prosecutor. Okay, thank you. All right. And speaking of which, Mr. Wallace, who's your client, sir? All right, Mr. Garcia, are you on Zoom? Please unmute.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, please start your video. And Mr. Wallace, how would your client like to proceed?
Excuse me, Your Honor, can he please go to the mic so I can hear him, please?
Oh, sure. Sorry, Mr. Wallace, the mic is right here at the podium. Thank you. You know, sometimes I think that mic picks up everyone, but it doesn't. So I do apologize. Yes, so with regards to Alfredo Garcia Trujillo, how are we proceeding?
Judge, my understanding is that he was recommended for the diversion program.
All right, as soon as he puts on his video. Ms. Shahami, your case is reset to the motions calendar. And I think it'll be further notice. So we don't have a date right now.
Okay, thank you, Judge. So my client and I, we may be excused.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too, thank you. All right, Ms. Kassidakis, is he qualified for consideration for, oh, sorry, Ms. Githyeya? Is he qualified for consideration for pretrial diversion?
Yes, Your Honor. He is actually in diversion, I believe. I'm just checking.
My understanding, he did have a conversation with someone in the department.
Yes,
Just-
he's in diversion. It's an ongoing program.
Has he completed it so far?
I don't have an update, but it's one I believe
Oh,
is a few months. It's the ladders program.
Okay.
that's right, Judge. We did have one issue that his chosen profession, which he's trying to become a barber, I believe, is not one of the professions that the program recognizes. So we're trying to work that out with diversion.
I'm so like super curious. What is the chosen profession that is not recognized
Well,
by diversion?
my understanding, he wants to be a barber or a hairstylist type profession.
Ms. Githia, is there a specific bias against hairdressers or barbers?
That is something you have to take up with the ladders program.
Good morning. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Luberto, are you with this case?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Are you involved in the Garcia case?
No, ma'am, I'm not involved in the Garcia case.
Then mute your panel. Mute.
Yes, ma'am, I
Thank you.
apologize.
All right. I'm a little puzzled.
So-
Is there a specific reason?
I'm not sure. I was going to get with them to find out what the
All right.
issue was.
If you want to have an opportunity to speak with him, please do so, but I'm puzzled. But otherwise, I'm going to reset the case to August 2nd at 9 a.m. to determine if he's completed diversion, and then the prosecution can determine a dismissal.
Thank you, Judge.
But it will also give the prosecution an opportunity to consult with the pretrial diversion program and see what is the specific barrier. Because,
I'm going to check while I'm here today, Judge.
all right, Mr. Garcia, your attorney is going to call you shortly. Mr. Wallace, if you'd like to step outside and call, that would be fine, and then give me a report, and then you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Huh, new one for me. Okay. Any, Mr. Kassad, who's your client?
My client's Mr. Wilder.
Wilder. Okay, let's go ahead. And William Wilder? All right, position 45. And how are we pleading today, sir?
Like a pretrial with the prosecutor.
Okay. Talk to you. And so 45 is going to be pre-trial. Any other private attorneys in the courtroom? No. All right, Mr. Wilder, please have a seat. Your attorney is going to speak to the prosecutor and give us an update. All right.
Judge, I'm here on Eric Bernstein for Chantel Classens, Classens.
Clastis, that's a CL. I'm sorry, repeat the
Position
last
9.
name.
Position 9.
9, thank you. All right, Mr. Bernstein, with Chantel Classens. Is Chantel Classens on Zoom? No? Chantel Classens. All right, and Mr. Bernstein, how would you like to proceed?
Judge, could you further notice this to be placed on a motions calendar, please?
All right, I don't have a date for the motions calendar, so it'll be further notice. And this
Okay.
will be an in-person proceeding, so your client will have to appear along with you in the courtroom.
Okay, she is out of state, but I have informed her that the motion would be in person. So we will
Okay.
make the appropriate arrangements once we get the notice.
Okay, will do.
And I will reach out to the state at some point prior to that hearing as well to see if we can resolve it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anything else?
No, Judge, that's all I have. If I can please be excused.
Yes, have a good day. Thank you. Mr. Kyle
Thanks.
Epps, who's your client?
Good morning, Judge. My client is Grady Jones. I believe he's present in the courtroom. He's right now he's in the diversion program working through completing that.
All right, Brady Jones. Is that your case, Ms. Githia?
Could he say the name again, please?
Grady Jones.
22. Grady Perry Jones.
Yes, that's mine. I do have that he's in diversion.
All right, I'm going to reset this to August 9th at, what's the time? It's 9 a.m. And it's to determine the status or the completion of the diversion program.
Thank you, Judge. That's all
All
the
right.
business I have this morning. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Aaron Friedman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
Aaron
morning,
Fried,
sir.
Byron Seck with an S.
Repeat the last name.
Byron Seck.
S-A-C-K? S-E-C-K, 37. Okay. And Mr. Friedman, how's your client proceeding?
Your Honor, we still have outstanding discovery that we have not received in regards to the video. We've been diligently trying to get it. If we can be placed on a motions calendar, I think that would probably be the next appropriate step in this case.
Hey, Ms. Kassadakis, any comment about discovery?
Yes, Judge. Discovery was requested January 26, 2024. The agency didn't give it to us and I re-requested it a couple of weeks ago. So the attorney's right. We haven't gotten anything yet.
All right, the case is reset to a motions calendar. I do not have a date. Y'all will get notice in the mail. And anything else, sir?
No, Your Honor, that would conclude my business with this honorable court. May I please be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a great weekend.
My
Thank you.
client- Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Gladden, good morning. Please unmute, Ms. Gladden.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm so sorry. I'm a few minutes late. I was having problems logging in.
No problem.
I kept getting thrown out of the, but I have Rashonda Bracey,
Bracey.
Bracey.
Okay,
I'd have the case number. I don't have the position, Your Honor.
that's okay. What was it? 6. Yeah, I've got it. Grady Perry Jones. I think your attorney has been excused. Grady Perry Jones, the gentleman. Can you hear me, sir? If you want to unmute. Your case is reset to August 9th at 9 a.m. Please call your attorney. You're free to go. All right. Okay, Rashonda Bracey and Miss Gladden, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we are negotiating. We've gotten to that stage and we're a little bit back and forth. I think a final plea calendar would be appropriate because it is going to be a plea.
All right, this is August 2nd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 a.m. is a final plea calendar. Both you and your client have to appear in person.
Yes, and again, Your Honor, I don't know if you remember, but I want to apologize for, there was a case, it was on, the same case was on about a month ago, and I was late. I want to let you know that, Your Honor, that I did not get notice. I'd been on with this court twice that week already.
Okay.
And I just want to apologize again.
No apology required. You're here. That's good. All right. Anything else?
What was that date? August
9th at, excuse me, August 2nd at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. And that's all my business before the court. May I be excused?
Yes. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Dennis Murphy, who's your client, sir?
Judge, it is Quentin McKenzie.
Position 26. And how would you like to proceed?
Judge, I was notified that he is still with the Department of Corrections and he's been with them since December of 2021 and he was given a 14-year sentence. So if we can just division judge, I think at this point, given the circumstances.
Understood. Ms. Kassadakis, how is the state wanting to proceed with this matter?
I can talk to Mr. Murphy about a possible dismissal.
Mr. Murphy, would you like a moment to speak with Ms. Kassadakis? And
yes, and I've got something I could make sure that
I think y'all can talk by email also. So I'm just going to further notice this to the motions calendar. And if the case gets resolved, we can just remove it off the calendar.
Very good. That's all I have, Judge.
All right. So you're free to go, Mr. Murphy. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Please make a note to touch base with each other about this case. Thank you.
Mr. Murphy, I'll reach out to you.
Thank you. Miss Ansley Sluss. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
I am appearing on Jeff Dickerson's behalf for Julie Ivy. Mr. Dickerson is on leave this week. However, I know the the prosecutor's office was trying to get everything to him and did so this week. However, he does need to review that, the evidence and offer with his client. I didn't hear so far what we're doing in these cases, if it could be continued to another status or what you would prefer to do in this situation.
Well, typically when they receive discovery, they let me know whether they want to go to trial or to go to a motions calendar. So I can reset it for either a bench trial or a final plea.
Final plea then, I think. I don't want to answer for him, so.
All right. Please let Mr. Dickerson and Ms. Julie Ivy know they need to appear in person for a final plea calendar. And that's going to be on August 2nd at 9 a.m.
Wonderful.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing. No,
right.
thank you. Thank you, Ms. Githea. And I hope
Have a great
y'all-
weekend.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
too. Take care.
You too. All right, folks, I'm trying to figure out who are the rest of the private counsel on this case. I have Ms. Janelle Williams, Ms. Williams for Mr. Moreland. Is that correct?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, it's position 28 for
Yes,
Demolis
ma'am.
Moreland. Your Honor,
Yes.
we
and-
asked that it further notice to motions calendar. There was some issues with the notice. My client did not receive it, so I don't know if there is an address change I need to update the court with. But if we can resolve it, we can ask Ms. Kassadakis to put it on the final plea calendar. But at this point, we need to look at it further.
All right. This is reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. and this is in person. Please advise your client or someone from your office needs to come down in person and update the address in writing.
Mr. Moreland is in person, is on the call. We'll ensure that.
Where's
that's done.
Mr. Moreland?
You see
All
him
right, there he
waving?
is. Mr. Moreland, you need to take a trip down to 160 Prior Street and go to the first floor, J150, and provide your change of address in writing along with all your other contact information. We will see you in person on August 2nd at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Williams. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Moreland, you're free to go too. All right, any other private counsel on Zoom?
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrew Fernandez. I'm here on behalf of Ms. Rivera, who's number 34 on the status calendar.
Okay, I assume you're the one on the side speaking, right? Yeah, okay, I see your arm. Thank you. Okay. And this was, this is for Miss Martina Rivera?
Yes, ma'am. And we have a negotiated plea in that case, and we filled out all the paperwork. And I think we also have an interpreter.
Okay, excellent. We will proceed with the plea very shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any other private counsel, either in the courtroom or on Zoom, whom I've not addressed? Okay. We're going to begin with the gentleman in the white sweatshirt right there, sir. Please stand up. What's your name?
Your Honor, that's position number 42, Judge. That's my case, pretrial.
All right. All right, sir. Mr. Tolan is present. That's good. Hey, have a seat, sir. Your attorney is going to speak. Yes, sir.
Xavier Zachary. Your Honor, he just filled out the application. He does qualify. I'll be speaking to him. So pretrial.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Zachary, your attorney is going to be the Public Defender's Office right now with Mr. Haddad, and he's going to speak to the prosecutor. Yes, sir?
Malcolm Burns.
Burns?
Yes, ma'am.
And who's your attorney?
I was supposed to have a public defender, Paris Shelley, but I haven't heard nothing from her.
What's the name of the attorney?
Shelley?
Karen Shelley?
Yes.
All right, I think Ms. Shelley has left the Public Defender's Office.
She has, Judge.
So you will need to speak to Mr. Haddad. All right. That's going to be position number 8. All right, we've already got you, sir. All right, the gentleman in the shirt. Yes, sir. What's your name? Repeat. Marvin Franklin.
Judge, that position number 11, it appears to be Ms. Helen's case, pretrial, Judge.
Okay. The lady in the red t-shirt. Hinton. And who's your attorney?
Your Honor, that is. It's also Ms. Helen. I need to speak to her. She's in diversion. I just need to follow up and see what the status is.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
How you doing? My name is Salton Hurd. Salton Hurd.
Heard. And who's your attorney? Have you ever spoken to an attorney? All right, you have a right to speak to the public defender's office to see if you qualify, and then they can be your appointed counsel, or you can hire your own attorney, or you can choose to represent yourself. What would you like to do? Okay, so you're gonna speak to Mr. Haddad. Sultan Hurd, position 14.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anyone else in the courtroom whom I'm not called, hiding behind a pillar or something?
That's everyone.
All right, thank you. Mr. Youssef? All right, please unmute and tell me your full name.
Hello,
What's your full name?
Yusuf Al Qutb.
How do you spell your last name?
AL-QUTB.
Honor, that's position number 3. Mr. El Kutub, if you can put your phone number on the Zoom chat line, I'll give you a call, Judge. I'll give you a call. And Judge, this is Ms. Helen's case. I need to speak to him.
All right.
How do
Mr. Al-Kutub,
Yes,
you need to mute your screen
okay,
and then put your name and your phone number in the chat so that the public defense attorney can reach out and speak with you.
okay. I was wondering how do you leave a message?
Mr. Kutub, is your last 4 digits 2080 of your phone number?
No, oh, that's my dad. How do you leave, do you go to more?
Yeah, and you should see the word chat. You see it?
Okay, yes.
All right,
So,
mute your screen and
Okay.
put the information there.
so do I put my
Your
phone num-
name
Okay.
and your phone number and your
Okay, thank-
email.
Okay,
Thank you. Please mute the screen. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge.
All right, Mrs. Floyd, what's your full name?
Yes, it's dear Sheikah Floyd.
Oh, Your Honor, she's on the 1:30 calendar. We have a plea that I need to sign, but that's gonna be a plea, Judge.
Are we doing it this morning then?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, from the 1:30 calendar.
That's correct, Judge. She's, I'm sorry, I don't know. Thank you.
All right, just remind me, Miss Floyd, you'll need to hold. And then
Okay.
we'll address your case. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Justin Rogers.
Yes.
All right, sir, who's your attorney?
I don't have one.
What would you like to speak to the public defender's office? Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Number
Yes.
1, please lift your phone device and put it right in front of your face because I'm looking at half of the ceiling in your room. Thank you. Now.
Yes, I want to speak to the public defender office.
All right, have you put your name and phone number in the chat?
I'm doing it right now.
All right, there are 3 dots on the screen. You need to figure it out. Mr. Glanville, let's go ahead and mute Mr. Rogers. All right, this is position 35, and he wants to. All right, Mr. Rogers, mute your screen and then try to figure out how to send the chat because that's required. Sabrina Febold, are you, all right. Unmute. All right, Lonnie Smith. Position 39. Lonnie Smith. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and sir, who are you represented by?
I'm sorry, I didn't know how to unmute. Your
Hang
Honor,
on, don't interrupt, please. All right, Mr. Lonnie Smith, who's your attorney?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well,
to my
doesn't help you either way. Would you like to speak to the public defender's office to see if you qualify, or would you like to choose to represent yourself?
I would like to speak to the public defender's
All
office.
right. Again, everyone, if you don't have an attorney or you don't know if you have an attorney, you need to put your name and your phone number in the chat so that the public defense attorney can call you and see if you qualify. So when I call your case, I'm going to ask you, who's your attorney? And if you want to speak to the public defender's office, before we have this conversation, make sure that information's on the chat. It will help things move a lot faster. Mr. Smith, please
Yes,
mute
ma'am.
your screen. Mute your screen and proceed accordingly. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Tebalt, all right.
I figured it out. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
And what's your correct last name? Because I don't have a Thibault on my calendar.
Yeah, well, it's for Ray Lampkin. I'm the victim of Ray Lampkin.
Okay. All
The
right,
advocacy
just
told me I was able to join in if I needed to.
definitely. And what's the last name again?
T
Lankin?
as in Lampkin, Lampkin.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Ray Lampkin.
Yes, ma'am.
Nope. I already got you down. You can go ahead and mute your screen. Thank you. Ray Lampkin. Are you present? Ray Lampkin. All right, not present. All right, Miss Thibault, please hold until he appears. Thank you. All right, folks, if you want me to address your case, you need to make sure your video is on. Otherwise, I'm moving on, okay? Make sure your video is on. Otherwise, I'm moving on. Mr. Carlton Webb.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, who's your attorney, sir?
I don't have one.
All right, would you like to speak to the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I see that you put in the chat, Carlton Webb is here, very good. And how do we reach you?
I put my email and my phone number further at the top.
All right, put it in one chat, your name, your email, and your phone number. Because your name is not, so put all that information in one block, okay? Not in separate text messages. Thank you.
And Your Honor, just to be clear, did he wish to speak?
Yeah, he wants
directly
to
the
speak.
prosecutor?
He did. He put his contact information and his email all in separate. Mute your screen and put your, excellent. Good job. Thank you. Mr. Luberto?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, young?
I'm
Good
doing
morning.
good. Thank you. And what's your correct name?
My name is Roberto Barnett Babers.
I think it's position number 5, Judge. It seems to be a similar first.
Oh, his
name.
first name is Luberto. Okay, Luberto Babers. All right, and he is represented by Miss Helen?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Babers, if you can put your phone number on the chat, so I'll give you a call. And speak
Okay.
to you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Judge.
Please mute your screen and put that information in the chat. Thank you. All right, again, folks, if you're a defendant, you need your video on, but you keep your screen on mute. I don't need to repeat this 10 times. Thank you. Chad Abel?
Your Honor, that is my case. That's position number 1.
Mhm.
We're not going to be able to resolve this case, Judge, so we can resend it back to division or however the court
All right,
wishes to do.
this, would you like to file a waiver of arraignment? I don't know if this case has been arraigned. Has it been arranged?
I can take care of that. I don't know, Judge, but it wouldn't hurt to do it again, so I'll,
Okay. This case is, Mr. Haddad is going to file a waiver of arraignment. Mr. Abel, your public defense attorney is going to file a not guilty plea on your behalf, and the case is going to be further notice for a bench trial unless you'd like a jury trial.
that's probably a jury trial, Judge, but I don't know. That's not something I've discussed
Okay.
with him.
We're going to reset it for a jury trial and it'll probably be sent back to the division calendar.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Abel, you need to make sure your contact information and address are all current with the courts, and then you will be sent notice to come back to court for your trial. Please be sure that you appear in person for your trial date. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Carlton Webb, when you're in courtroom, you don't cover your head. Remove your hood. Thank you. All right. I don't see anyone else whose video is on. So now I'm going to call the people who don't know how to listen to instructions. Someone called Motorola. Don't know who that is. Someone's trying to connect to audio. Biren, okay, Al Williams. All right. If you don't have your video on and if I have not spoken to you, that means you'll be marked as absent. And doesn't matter to me, but the prosecutors are going to ask me for a warrant for your arrest for failure to appear. So I don't know if this will encourage people to start their video. And let me know if your case has been addressed or not. There's a gentleman walking around in a white t-shirt called iPhone. Have I addressed you yet?
Yes, my name is Justin Rogers. I'm waiting for the public defender officer to call.
All right, you need to correct the name on your screen from iPhone to whatever your name is. Anyone else? Okay, so I've addressed everyone. All right, Mr. Haddad, you've got a bunch of phone numbers on the chat.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and
Your Honor.
Mr. Sec, I think we addressed your case. Did you have an attorney?
Yes, I did. But I was having trouble joining. I was trying to join a Google Meets link for a while.
Yeah.
And I realized it was the Zoom one.
Mr. Friedman, you need to reach out to your attorney, Mr. Friedman. Your case is reset to the motions calendar. You will have to come back to court in person, no more Zoom.
Okay, so you already spoken with me.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, so you're free to go. Thank you. All right, for the rest of you who put your names and your phone numbers correctly in the chat, Attorney Jawan Haddad will reach out to you one by one and to speak with you regarding your case. I'm not sure how long it'll take, but you just need to be patient. Thank you. Mr. Yes, sir. All right, what position was this? For Martina Rivera? Martina Rivera?
Ready, Your Honor.
Okay. Good. Can you hear our prosecutor, Ms. Kassidakis?
Good morning.
Yes.
All right.
And Your Honor, we do need a Spanish interpreter for this plea.
Repeat what you just said, sir?
We do need a Spanish interpreter for the plea.
Yes, we do have one on Zoom. Okay. Ms. Lucia, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to proceed with the case of State of Georgia versus Martina Rivera. Ms. Lucia, if you please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you translate will be a true and accurate translation with no changes or embellishments?
I do.
Thank you. And this is State versus Martina Rivera, case number 21 CR 6649G.
Este va a ser el caso del estado de Georgia de la Fiscalía en contra de Martina Rivera en el caso 21 CR 006649G.
Ms. Rivera is originally accused of driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, failure to maintain lane, and failure to have license on person.
Las acusaciones originales en contra de la señora Rivera son manejar bajo la influencia del alcohol o en inglés DUI, no mantener el carril y manejar sin una licencia de conducir válida.
Presently, we're going to have a plea hearing on the one count of driving under the influence less safe.
En este momento vamos a tener una audiencia para un acuerdo para la acusación, el cargo de manejar bajo la influencia del alcohol menos seguro.
Ms. Rivera, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you.
Señora Rivera, usted tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio. Cualquier cosa que usted diga en este tribunal puede y será usado en contra suya.
You have a right to an attorney, and Mr. Andrew Fernandez is your counsel.
Usted tiene el derecho de tener su abogado y el señor Andrew Fernández es su abogado.
Please raise your right hand.
Levante su mano derecha, por favor.
Other right hand? Thank you. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
¿Jura usted que el testimonio que dará aquí el día de hoy será la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad, bajo palabra de Dios?
No.
I swear. Gracias.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. Prosecutor, Ms. Kassidakis, is going to let me know what are the terms.
Lo primero que va a suceder es que la fiscalía, la señora Kassidakis, nos va a dejar saber los términos de este acuerdo.
Yes, Judge, does the defense stipulate to a factual basis, venue, and ID?
We do
Go-
stipulate the factual basis for the plea, venue, and ID.
Y la primera cosa es que ambas partes especulan que las bases de estas acusaciones son correctas, que el lugar donde se está tratando estas acusaciones es correcto y su identificación es la correcta y actual.
The state's recommendation for count 1, DUI less safe, is 12 months probation, serve 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours, balance probated, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, a risk reduction program, a drug and alcohol evaluation, 1 victim impact panel, and the remaining charges will be dismissed.
La recomendación de la fiscalía es la siguiente. Para la acusación, para el cargo de manejar bajo la influencia de alcohol, menos seguro, la recomendación son 12 meses para ser servidos bajo probatoria, que debe servir 24 horas y va a recibir crédito por 24 horas ya servidas. El balance de eso a los 12 meses va a ser bajo probatoria. Una multa de $300, 40 horas de servicio a la comunidad, ser parte de un programa de reducción de riesgo, evaluación de droga y alcohol y un panel de impacto a víctimas. En cuanto a las otras 2 acusaciones y los 2 cargos, esas no van a ser, en este momento van a ser quitadas se les van a quitar, no le van a hacer nada por esas acusaciones.
Also, your license will be suspended.
También su licencia de conducir va a ser suspendida.
Since it's your first DUI, the state will have no objection to a permit.
Ya que es la primera acusación en contra de usted de manejar bajo la influencia de alcohol, la fiscalía le va a dejar conducir con un permiso.
And probation can go non-reporting when all the conditions are met.
Y una
Completed.
vez que usted cumpla con todas las condiciones de este acuerdo, su probatoria, aunque continúe, usted va a dejar de tener que reportarse a su probatoria una vez cumplidas todas las condiciones.
Mr. Fernandez, does your client agree to these terms?
Yes, Your Honor, she does. Judge, I did neglect to mention one thing. Ms. Rivera is not a U.S. citizen. Would the state have any objection to 11 months, 29 days probation instead of 12 months?
No objection, Judge Law.
Thank you. We're requesting 11 months, 29 days probation, Your Honor.
All right. And as residency is an issue, does she have a driver's license to suspend?
She is not.
Okay. Ms. Rivera, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
Señora Rivera, ¿ha tomado usted algún medicamento o alguna bebida alcohólica recientemente?
No.
No.
Have you understood the proceedings so far?
¿Ha entendido usted el proceso el día de hoy hasta este momento?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand that you will have to report to the probation office and you'll be on probation for 11 months and 28 days?
¿Comprende usted que usted tiene que reportarse a la oficina de probatoria y que va a estar en probatoria por un total de 11 meses y 29 días?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your legal services?
¿Está satisfecha usted con los servicios legales que ha recibido?
Sí.
Yes.
Has your attorney explained to you that if you decide to plead guilty to this offense, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial before a judge or a jury?
¿Le ha explicado su abogado a usted que al declararse culpable el día de hoy, usted está renunciando a su derecho constitucional de tener un juicio con un jurado?
Sí.
Yes.
Has it been explained to you that you will not be able to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought against you, present your defenses and arguments, and have the state carry the burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
¿Se le ha sido explicado a usted que no va a tener la oportunidad de enfrentar a su acusador, que no va a tener la oportunidad de revisar ninguna evidencia que exista en contra suya, que no va a tener que no va a tener el Estado que comprobar estos cargos y acusaciones en contra suya? ¿Comprende usted eso?
Sí.
Yes.
And you understand that pleading guilty to a DUI offense could have an impact upon your occupation, upon any open cases you have, as well as your residency.
¿Y comprende usted que el declararse culpable a la acusación de manejar bajo la influencia de alcohol, eso puede tener efecto en su ocupación, en lo que usted hace, en cualquier otro caso legal abierto que usted tenga y en su estatus de residencia? ¿Comprende usted eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. Are you entering your plea freely, willingly, and knowingly?
¿Está usted llegando a este acuerdo y presentando su declaración el día de hoy libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
How do you plead to one count of driving under the influence of alcohol less safe?
¿Cómo se declara entonces usted por la acusación, un cargo de manejar bajo influencia de alcohol menos seguro?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Your sentence is as follows.
Yo acepto su declaración de culpable y su sentencia es la siguiente.
You're sentenced to 11 months, 29 days, credit for to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated.
Tu sentencia es de 11 meses y 29 días. Tiene que servir un día y el crédito por el servicio de un día será acreditado. El resto del tiempo lo tiene que servir bajo probatoria.
You will report to the probation office next Tuesday, May 14th, before 3 p.m. The location is at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta.
Se tiene que reportar usted en persona a probatoria la próxima semana, el 14 de mayo, a cualquier hora antes de las 3 de la tarde. Y la dirección es 132 Mitchell Street, y eso es en el downtown, en el centro de Atlanta.
While you're on probation, you will pay a $300 fine and do 40 hours of voluntary community service at any nonprofit agency, which is not a church and not a school.
Durante el periodo que usted está en probatoria, tiene que pagar una multa de $300 y tiene que completar 40 horas de servicio comunitario El servicio comunitario tiene que ser con una agencia o entidad sin fines de lucro y no puede ser ni para una iglesia ni para una escuela.
You will also undertake the following programs: a risk reduction program, one victim impact panel, and you must also submit to an alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment that's required.
Va a tener que ser parte de los siguientes programas. El programa para reducción de riesgo, un programa de un panel de impacto a víctimas y tiene que someterse a una evaluación de drogas y alcohol y completar cualquier tratamiento que ellos digan que debe completar.
The alcohol and drug evaluation must be completed within 30 days from today.
La evaluación de drogas y alcohol debe ser terminada, debe ser hecha en los próximos 30 días a partir de hoy.
And at all times, you are not allowed to drive any vehicle unless you have a valid and current driver's license, adequate car insurance, and proper registration.
A partir del día de hoy, usted no está permitida bajo ninguna circunstancia de conducir un vehículo sin usted tener una licencia de conducir válida, seguro o aseguranza apropiada y una registración al día.
Once you've completed all the conditions and you are up to date with your probation fees and costs, your probation may then be non-reporting.
Una vez que usted haya cumplido con todas sus condiciones y esté al día de sus pagos con probatoria, entonces lo que reste de probatoria, usted se va a convertir en una probatoria en la que usted no tiene que reportarse.
Mr. Fernandez, any questions about the sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, that concludes this case. You're free to go. I'm so sorry, just to mention for the record, the failure to maintain lane and the failure to have license on person are null prost.
Thank you, Your Honor. You'll be excused.
Yes, sir. You have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I believe that concludes my business with the court, Your Honor. May I be excused also?
Yes, Ms. Lucia. Just 1 second, Ms. Lucia.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Fernandez, are you still on Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kenneth Randolph is going to email you the probation questionnaire, which needs to be completed and then return to us so that Ms. Rivera will be prepared when she attends probation.
Does he have my email?
I'm assuming so. Let me check. Mr. Fernandez, would you be able to put in the chat? I just assume he had it, so sorry.
Sure, I'm happy to put it in the chat, Judge.
Okay, and once it's in the chat, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Lucia, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor. You as well.
Okay. Mr. Haddad, are you ready for the Floyd?
I can make some, yes, I am. I'm also ready to make announcements, whatever court wishes to
Okay,
do.
let's go with the announcements.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, on position number 8, Malcolm Burns, he is present, Judge. I'm going to ask to reset it for August, the final plea court date.
Malcolm Burns.
Yeah, he does qualify.
Okay.
Shelley had qualified him before, but the file was never opened or anything like that. So a final plea would be great, Judge.
The reckless conduct charge, does that include a firearm?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
At least based on.
The allegations.
Yes.
Okay. The case is reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m.
It's at 9. I apologize, Judge. Okay.
It's at 9 a.m. according to my, yeah.
You'd have better records than I do, Judge.
Yes, all one little piece of paper. Okay. And Mr. Burns, you need to come back to court, same place, same time. And at that time, hopefully your attorney and the prosecutor would have made a decision as to how you're going to proceed with the case. All right. Thank you, sir. You're free to go.
Your Honor, Position number 14, Ms. Sultan Herds. I apologize if I mispronounced the first name. She is present in the courtroom. She does qualify, Judge. I just met with her. I need to review discovery, so if we can reset it for a final plea, that'll be great, Judge.
Firearm included or some other matter?
I don't know, Judge. I
No,
didn't
no
even.
firearm in this one.
All right. Ms. Hurd, you're represented by the Public Defender's Office. Your next court date is August 2nd at 9 a.m. You'll have to appear in person again, and then we'll tell from there whether y'all are ready to address a plea or to request a trial. You're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. On position number 47, Xavier Zachary, he's present in the courtroom as well. He does qualify. It's the first time I met him. I need to go over discovery. Final plea would be great on the second, Judge.
Mr. Zachary, all right. And same announcement, reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Zachary, your attorney now is Jawan Haddad.
Yes.
You remember that name? And we will see you same place, same time on August 2nd. Thank you. Yeah, free to go.
Yeah, and I have two more announcements.
Go ahead.
Position number 11, Marvin Franklin. He's present in the courtroom, Judge. Mr. Franklin's is Ms. Helen's case, Judge. I would ask if we can set it for a final plea.
What's the holdup?
Judge, honestly, I mean, I'll be honest. I did not review the evidence with Mr. Franklin. She has a leave for this week. I think it's going to be worked out. I don't know though, Judge. I mean, in all honesty, that's why I'm asking for a reset on this case.
Mr. Franklin, this is going to be a final reset to a plea calendar. You'll need to appear in person. Your attorney is Catrice Helen, Hellen. When y'all nod your head and say, okay, is the name being registered somewhere? I mean, I just want to be sure that when you come back on August 2nd, you don't tell me you don't remember your name of your attorney.
Okay.
What?
I said my attorney done switched 2 times.
Well, this time I'm asking you to write it down or put it somewhere in your phone. My attorney's name is Catrice Helen. Catrice with a C. Is that in your phone?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll see you on August 2nd at 9 a.m. Thank you.
Your Honor, position number 16, Ms. Hinton. She's present in the courtroom, Judge. That's also Ms. Helen's case. In this particular case, Judge, she is in diversion. Ms. Helen left me a note that the paperwork was submitted March 19th. They had not heard any confirmation. I don't know where the paperwork is, Judge. I'd ask to set it for a final plea, although if it is in fact in diversion, then we can confirm and get whatever needs to be done. I think she has to take a class.
Has she done so?
No, Judge, because the paperwork has been submitted, but we never heard back from the solicitor's office back to Ms. Helen. So
This is Ms. Casadakis' case?
That's my case, Your Honor.
yes,
I'm gonna I'm sorry, that's my case. I'm gonna reach out to the diversion team to see what the status is.
Okay. Ms. Hinton, please remain in the courtroom. I want to see where exactly is your paperwork for diversion before we make any decisions.
thank you, Judge. And I'm ready for a plea, Judge.
All right.
On Ms. Floyd.
Mr. Wallace? Yes, sir.
Just wanted to make an announcement that it is correct. Under the program, Barbara doesn't fit neatly into the categories of study, but my understanding is that the program supervisor they're gonna get together and see what they're gonna work something out on their end. So we should be, by the time we get back in on the 2nd, we should have a better idea of what's happening as far as him being in the program.
Was that Ms. Casadakis or Ms. Githia?
She's online.
Oh, she's online. All right. Ms. Githia, have you heard anything about position 12, whether a hairstylist or barber?
And I've got a list of the areas of study that they provide, and it's not quite in there.
I have not, I have to look into the lattice program. I need to see specifically if they offer that program. Give me 1 second.
All right.
You just hold for a second. I'll get back with you.
All right. Otherwise, whoever is in charge of that program, I'm going to make an exemption and allow for this particular profession to be acceptable for purposes of diversion.
Right.
So, I mean, person's working as person's employed in a legitimate profession. I'm not certain why personal grooming would not be a acceptable profession. So, all right, let me know
Yeah,
as soon.
if we could get this just reset, I'm gonna have to reach out to our diversion director to get more information about that.
No problem.
Okay.
Case is reset to August 2nd. And please make a note that I'm going to make that exemption, even if the program doesn't. Anything else, Mr. Wallace?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, y'all have a great summer.
Thank you.
I'm so jealous, but all right, take care, sir.
See you.
All right, that's reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. All right, the rest of the folks on Zoom are still speaking with Mr. Haddad. And so we are going to take up Darashika Floyd, who is on the 1:30 calendar, position number 8. Miss Floyd, all right, put your coffee cup away, unmute.
Is Mr. Haddad in the hall? Your Honor, I apologize. Is Mr. Haddad in the hallway? I thought you said
No, he's in the courtroom at the PD's table.
Okay.
The PD's table is directed to, oh, there we go.
I
Can you
just
see?
put my camera on there.
All right, there we go. Okay, Miss Darashika Floyd is case number 20 CR 002-426G. Miss Floyd was originally accused of driving under the influence of drugs and no proof of insurance and speeding from May 14th, 2019. Ms. Floyd, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Anything you say about the circumstances or facts of your case, those statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and your counsel is Mr. Jawan Haddad, who's also appearing via Zoom. This is going to be a negotiated plea hearing, so please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Miss, I understand that we're going to null pros the charges of no proof of insurance and speeding. Let me just make sure. No, that's not right.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
correct?
correct. We're gonna dismiss those 2 charges.
Okay. Whenever you get a chance, Ms. Githier, could you submit a separate null pros order for those 2 charges?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, so the only offense that we are proceeding on is the DUI under the influence of drugs. Yes, Ms. Githier, what are the terms?
It is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours, balance probated, to do 40 hours of community service, to pay a $300 fine, alcohol drug evaluation and any required treatment, the risk reduction program, 1 victim impact panel, and license forfeiture. Does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
We stipulate for purposes of the plea, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Floyd, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol?
No.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the legal services you've received?
Yes.
And are you being forced to or induced to enter into such a plea today?
No.
If you decide to plead guilty to this charge, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You will not have the opportunity to go back to court with your attorney, to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought before you, be able to present any defenses and arguments if you choose to do so, and have the state carry its burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes.
Has it been explained to you that a DUI conviction can have an adverse impact upon your job, upon your residency, if applicable, and any other open cases you may have?
I'm sorry. Was that like a yes or no question? I didn't understand.
Has it been explained to you that
Yes.
pleading guilty to a DUI could have an adverse impact upon the items I've just listed?
Yes.
How do you plead to one count of driving under the influence of alcohol, under the influence of drugs?
Guilty.
Your sentence is 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. The remainder of the time will be served on probation. You will report to the probation office next Tuesday on May 14th before 3 p.m. The report location is 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. While you're on probation, you will pay a $300 fine. You will complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and submit yourself to any treatment and complete a risk reduction program. The alcohol and drug evaluation and risk reduction must be completed within 60 days from today. You will also attend and complete one victim impact panel. Your current driver's license will be suspended in accordance with the rules set forth by the Georgia Department of Driver Services. The separate charges of no insurance and speeding will be null pros or closed out by the prosecution. So the only conviction that will appear on your record is DUI under the influence of drugs.
Your
Any
Honor,
questions, sir?
Judge, just if I can request a certificate of first offense for driver license purposes.
I will grant Ms. Floyd a certificate of first conviction. Ms. Floyd, you will need to come down to the clerk's office, 160 Prior Street in Suite J150, where you will need to surrender your driver's license and you will get a form. It's called a certificate of first conviction, which you will need to take to the Georgia Department of Driver Services to apply for a limited driving permit. Under a limited driving permit, you're only allowed to operate a vehicle for absolute necessary reasons, such as going to work, seeking medical services, to go to school or drop children off at school. I'm trying to think of an absolute necessary, like going to the grocery store. You cannot drive for recreational or leisure reasons. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
The
Judge.
sooner you come down to surrender your license, the sooner you will be given the limited permit. But from this point onwards, you're not allowed to operate a motor vehicle. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yes, Mr. Haddad, anything else?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, the certificate is signed off, so whenever she shows up, she can get her limited permit. Okay, Miss Floyd, if you could put your phone number in the chat directed to, are you on the Zoom? Oh, yes, you will see the name Project ORCA Randolph. Do you see that?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes, I see the
There are two of them, Project ORCA and Project ORCA Randolph. Put
so
your
you said them.
yeah, address it to Project ORCA Randolph.
Just my phone number?
Yeah, phone number. That would be good.
Okay.
And Mr. Haddad stepped out. All right. Do you have a probation questionnaire? You know what? Put your email also, because we'll need to send you a probation questionnaire to complete.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Kastadakis, did you have an announcement?
Yes, Judge. Position 45, the statement being request, it's on a motions calendar, Wilder. 45. And also, if I can use that one.
Okay. William James Wilder and Mr. Kassab, your case is going to be further noticed to the motions calendar. I don't have a date. You'll both receive the notice to appear,
Okay.
and this is an in-person only.
Understood. May we be excused for
Yes,
today?
Mr. Kassab, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Webb. Carlton Webb. Is he represented by counsel?
I was applying for the public defender. I was waiting on a phone call.
Yeah, he wanted to speak to the public defender. All right, Mr. Webb, please hold, and Mr. Haddad, we should be able to reach you. I think you're on queue to be contacted by him. Thank you.
So stay on Zoom or?
Yeah, stay on Zoom, but mute. Do not leave until the court releases you. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, Mrs. Floyd, have you sent in your email and phone number to Mr. Randolph?
Yes, I did. I actually received a response.
Okay, you will get the probation questionnaire and you are free to go. Please make sure you complete it and send it back to Mr. Randolph before 11 a.m. today.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right, the rest of the folks you were waiting to speak to the public defenders, they will call you accordingly. So please hold. Thank you.
Apologies, Ms. Kassadakis. I put you in the breakout room with Mr. Webb. Will do.
I apologize. I completely forgot about the young man behind me. Mr. Tillman, position number 42, Judge.
42, okay, let's see.
Not a little, just enter a plea of not guilty and leave it up to the court. It'll be a jury trial
Okay.
at some point.
Kishan Tolan, is he in courtroom? All
He
right.
is, Judge.
And this involves a firearm,
It
yeah.
does, Judge.
And how old is he now? How old are you now, sir? 21, okay. So you understand that under the bond order, you're still not allowed to possess a firearm? You understand that? Okay. Your case is going to be further notice for trial. And a case management order will issue. Let me just check and see if this case has been arraigned.
And if it hasn't, Judge, I can file the paper.
All right, appreciate it.
It's been a good self-defense, so.
So, just a moment, please.
Sure.
For this particular case, Kishan Tolan. It's been on the jury trial calendar on November 3rd, 2022, January 18th, 2023, February 23rd, 2023, May 4th, 2023, where Mr. Tolan accepted an offer of diversion, and then appears that he did not complete diversion. So now we are going to trial again?
I don't know anything about the history, Judge.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Mr. Tolan, that's been the history of your case. You've had quite a few trial dates already. This is a final reset for a jury trial. As I said, a case management will issue. Please make a note that you are not allowed to own or possess or be in possession of any firearms. Understood? And we will see you in court for trial before Judge Dixon very soon. Thank you. You're free to go. Please keep in touch with your attorney.
Thank you, Judge.
Mhm.
And I have two more announcements, Judge.
There you go, Mr. Randall. Two more announcements, all right?
Yes, Judge. I have one more apparently that came in, so I need to speak to him. still.
Yes. You have a few on Zoom, so if you
Yeah,
want to
the-
address those
yes,
first and
yes,
then
Yes, Judge.
the latecomer, all right?
Your Honor, position number 35, Justin Rogers. He does qualify. And I'll just ask to reset it for a final or next court day, Judge, so I can go over the discovery with them.
All right, Mr. Justin Rogers, please unmute.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Rogers, your attorney is Mr. Jawan Haddad with the Public Defender's Office. Your case is reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. And this is an in-person only, so no more Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, see you in court. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Your Honor,
Next one.
position number 39, Lonnie Smith. Likewise, he does qualify. If we can set it for a final for next calendar.
Lonnie Smith, please unmute. All right, Mr. Smith, are you driving?
Yes.
Take him off Zoom, please. And then we'll come back to him at the very end of the calendar. You are not, why do they think they can drive?
Your Honor, I have one more announcement. Mr. Babers, position number 5. That's Ms. Helen's case. We're just gonna plead him not guilty, Judge. And he's on Zoom, Judge.
Mr. Babers, okay.
No, I don't, Judge Law.
All right, and this case is going to be further notice for trial. Mr. Babers, we're going to issue a case management order. Your attorney is Catrice Helen. Please stop walking around.
Yes, ma'am.
Please stop walking around. Right. Just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this case has been arraigned back on February 24th, 2022. So we will see you for trial. You make sure your address and contact information are current with the court at all times. Thank you.
Welcome.
You're free to go.
Yes, ma'am. Bye. See you later, Judge.
All righty.
All right.
All right, any other announcements, Mr. Ajay?
I think I have only one person.
Let me see, have you spoken to Carlton Webb?
Was I?
Yeah, he sent his contact information on the chat. No. Mr. Carlton Webb, did you want to speak to the prosecutor or did you want to speak to the public defenders?
I wanted to speak to the public defender.
Okay. His name is on the chat. He's got his email and phone number.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right. All right, now, all right, Mr. Webb, here, Mr. Haddad will be calling you very shortly. Please mute your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have one other individual, Al Williams, and we can't. Ms. Githia, have you received any feedback from the diversion director?
I have not.
I still have
Because
this
you're
young
waiting for-
lady.
For Ms. Henson, correct?
Right.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
If it could be reset to that August 2nd, that'll give us enough time if the invoice hasn't been sent to her to get that to her, get that paid, and for her to complete the theft prevention class, we can do that.
All right, Ms. Hinton? Mr. Haddad, on Ms. Hinton's case, I guess she's represented by Ms. Helen?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Githia is offering to reset the case to August 2nd at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Have you done the anti-theft class yet, Ms. Hinton?
No, ma'am, no one has contacted me. I contacted Ms. Helen and she said that the solicitor's office is supposed to contact me and tell me something, but no one has contacted me.
So Your Honor, if I may interject, so normally, I mean, once the paperwork is signed, it's submitted and the solicitor's office, and I suspected that it would just got overlooked. Then the
Okay.
solicitor's office will email the lawyer, Ms. Helen, and the defendant. Defendant did not hear anything back, so she reached out to Ms. Helen. Ms. Helen apparently says
Okay.
to me that the paperwork was submitted March 19th.
All right.
So I think it'll get cleared up and once we get that email, then she can start the class because she has to pay the fee.
Case is reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. And Mr. Haddad and Ms. Githia, if y'all can confirm that she is part of the diversion program so that she can get cracking on what she needs to do, hopefully we'll reach a resolution by August 2nd.
And if she completes it before then, the state will issue no process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ms. Hinton, Mr. Haddad and the prosecutor have now been instructed to confirm whether you're in the diversion program and what you're required to do. If you complete the class before August 2nd, the state will dismiss the case. All right? But it's just a question of keeping up with the communication. All right, you're free to go.
And just for clarification, complete the class and also pay the admin fee, just for clarification.
Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, but Ms. Helen had told me that one of the fees is being waived. I'm not sure which one.
That's why the communication needs to get back on track so that all these details can be hammered out. All right, you're free to go.
Contact Ms. Helen or do I wait?
Contact Ms. Helen and let her know that you need to get into the diversion program and finish the condition so that you can have this case behind you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
I'm free to go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, position number 32, Mr. Nelson, he is present judge, be a plea of not guilty. I think it started out in division, so.
Mr. Fernandez, I'll be with you in a few moments. Just let me find out what's going here. All right, would we like to arraign the case today or would you like to submit a waiver of arraignment?
I'll submit a waiver of arraignment, Judge.
Did you have a question for your attorney?
More for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to know, like, I've been dealing with this for 5 years, and I'm just continuing to be asked the same question every time I come here. Do I want to take the plea deal or am I not guilty? I mean, I'm dealing with this for 5 years. What do I have to do to get to the end of this rope? That's all. I'm just very confused on.
You were accused on October 19th, 2020.
2019.
Hang on.
I was arrested. Oh, good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, August 19th, 2020. So we were not scheduling trials in 2020, 2021, 2021. And then we got back on track because of Cybergeddon. And then let me see. You came to court on November 6th, 2020. Just get back. Yeah. And then August 14th, 2023, we had a pre-trial conference and you requested a jury trial. Your case was reset to February 2nd, then it was transferred to this division for trial. On February 2nd, we had a status calendar. And whoever was your attorney requested another reset.
And I was actually here for that.
So, but yeah,
Sorry.
so your attorney had asked for another reset from February 2nd, 2024.
And I just, on now and there, that was on that Friday. Everything was down here. The internet and the system was down. So I wasn't even able to get to my attorney. I wasn't able to get on the phone with her or anything like that, even to the point where we have to change our address. I come to this building and I really get lost around.
Well, that's your problem.
I understand.
My problem is why isn't this case on the calendar?
No, I'm just saying in general, that's all. That's what I'm just trying to figure out. What do
Take
I
it
have
up with customer service. In
That's-
February of 2024, we had a cyber attack, so there were other hurdles to deal with.
I understand.
But
I
right
definitely
now,
understand.
I just want to make sure if you're telling me you've been waiting 5 years,
Yes.
okay? So let me think. October 2020, so there'll be 21, 22, 23, and now we're in May of 2024.
I get you saying it's 4 years.
It's less than 4 years.
I was charged for it in 2019 and I was arrested for it in 2024 and 2020. So that's all.
So you're not
I'm
dealing
saying
with
it's
it for
4
5
I'm a
years?
year off. I apologize for being a year off, but I'm trying to understand what do I have to do? Because it's just like I said, I've been down here multiple times. So it's
So
like,
you had Cybergeddon, you had a cyber attack.
Okay.
You were accused 1 year after your arrest. And this case has been on the calendar twice. Once because for a pretrial conference before Judge Edie, where you requested a jury trial. And then when you came back to this court, then you had the cyber attack. So we reset it to April 26th. However, on April 1st, your notice came back because it was sent to 639 Garden Walk Boulevard, apartment 832. Right, and we didn't get a change of address update. So you missed that court date.
no, I haven't missed any court days. I
Well,
haven't
no,
missed any.
you missed that court date because that notice was sent back.
Okay. I
So
apologize
hence
if
it
that's-
was,
But nobody told me. I apologize for that.
Listen to what she's saying.
I'm trying to tell you, sir.
That's why you didn't get notice, because it was the wrong address.
Okay.
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 So, but no bench warrant was issued for you. So we noticed that it was the wrong address or the old address. So I'm trying to understand, number one, your case has been pending with us for 3.5 years, not 5 years.
Okay.
Number two, it has been on the calendar in accordance with the calendars that we're authorized to put. Because of Cybergeddon and because of cyber attack, we have been diligent about scheduling this case. All right?
I follow.
So now do you have an explanation of how we proceed with this case?
I just know I'm not.
Next time I see you, hopefully we'll be in front of a jury.
I hope so too.
All right, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Mr. Al Williams, please look at your chat. Okay. Mr. Fernandez, yes, sir. Is he still on Zoom? Or has his question been answered? Did somebody answer Attorney Fernandez's question? He popped up and then he left. Okay. All right, Carlton Webb. Yes, sir.
Position number 44. He does not qualify, Judge. He wanted to see if he can reset it for the second to get a lawyer, Judge. He did not want to talk directly to the prosecutor.
All right, Mr. Carlton Webb. All right, let's see what's going on with your case. Mr. Webb, do you wear a cap for religious reasons, or is there a reason why you're wearing a cap?
Yes, I'm a Muslim.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Webb, based on the procedural history of your case, we are going to formally arraign your case today, which means that I'm going to give you the information with regards to resetting the case for a jury trial. And you will have 10 days from today to make sure that you retain an attorney and that your attorney files all the necessary paperwork for you to preserve your rights. This case is going to be reset for a jury trial. Would you like me to read the accusation, or do you waive a reading of the accusation?
I waive the reading.
All right, first of all, sit back a little bit so I can see your face. All right, perfect. All right, so this is State of Georgia versus Carlton Webb, accusation number 19 CR 006-784J. Mr. Webb is accused of 2 misdemeanor charges. No, excuse me, 3. Battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. I'm sorry, did you say you wanted me to read all the accusations, or do you waive a reading?
I was saying I waive the reading. It's okay though, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
I was saying that I waived the reading, but it's all right.
Okay, so you waive a reading. So, all right, so I'm not going to read the accusations. As I indicated, these are the 3 misdemeanor offenses brought against you from February 8th, 2019. And you do have a right to remain silent about the facts and circumstances of the case. Anything you say, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. And since you do not qualify for public defender services, you would have to either hire your own attorney or choose to represent yourself. With regards to this case, upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the case will be further noticed for a jury trial. At the time of the trial, the prosecutor would have the complete burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If the prosecutor does prevail and carry their burden of proof and overcome your legal presumption of innocence, you could be convicted of 1 or more of these misdemeanor offenses. The penalty for each misdemeanor offense is going to be up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine for each offense. These sentences could be served separately or they could be served concurrently. Given this information, how do you plead, Mr. Webb?
Not guilty.
All right. Your case has been arraigned today. It's going to be further notice for a jury trial. Please be sure that you retain counsel because you have 10 days from today to make sure that you file all the necessary motions, discovery demands, as well as any other paperwork to preserve your defenses 10 days from today. The case, I'm going to grant a case management order. Please make sure that your attorney gets a copy of the order from the court file. And you are required to appear in person for your jury trial. There shall be no more Zoom appearances, even if you're sent a Zoom link. Any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you then. You're free to go.
All right.
There we go. Okay. I think someone just joined the Zoom. Lonnie Smith?
We should have dealt with him, Mr. Smith, oh
Mr.
no, he was the gentleman that was driving, Judge.
Mr. Lonnie Smith, please unmute and start your video. Okay, great.
So on Mr. Smith, Judge, as I was stating, he does qualify. Just met with him. If we can reset it for a final plea or whenever the next court date is, Judge.
All right. Mr. Smith, your attorney is Mr. Haddad. You've spoken to him on the phone?
Yes, but I don't know what the case is about though.
You are charged with criminal trespass, simple battery, and theft by taking from September 23rd, 2020. If you want me to read the accusation do you remember it now, or would you like me to read the accusation?
And you refresh my memory, Judge, because I'm going through, I just went through an accident. I just got shot in the face. That's why I'm talking like this.
All
So
right.
my memory is messed up.
The accusation indicates that on September 23rd, 2020, the accused allegedly damaged the property of Alexandria Tate to apparently damaged her cell phone. That is one of the charges. The second accusation accuses Mr. Lonnie Smith of simple battery by allegedly making a physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature with Alexandria Tate by striking her in violation of Georgia law 16-523. And the third misdemeanor charge, the accusation states that the accused did unlawfully take or appropriate a pouch of her personal property valued at $1,500 or less by depriving Alexandria Tate of her personal property. Those are the allegations involving one Alexandria Tate. All right? So, Mr. Smith, your attorney is Mr. Haddad, and you will need to come back to court on August 2nd at 9 a.m. And this is in person. No more Zoom. Do you understand, sir? All right, just make sure you make a note of that. And if you change your address, make sure you come down to court and submit your change of address in writing.
And my attorney's name is
Jawan Haddad, Haddad.
okay. H-A-A-D. Okay. All right.
And your next court date is August 2nd at 9 a.m. in person, no more Zoom. I'm assuming you're looking for a pen and paper?
Yes.
All right. Anyone else? We have a defendant, I think, appearing, Al Williams, but he has been trying to connect to audio for the last hour and 45 minutes. Mr. Haddad, is that one of your clients?
That name does not,
Position 46.
yeah, it's not, he's pro se, Judge.
Okay. Well, I've sent him two messages in the chat. Do we have any contact information on Al Williams? All right. Okay, Ms. Githia and Ms. Kasadakis and Mr. Haddad, let's go over the calendar. Mr. Randall, did you see that message from Attorney Fernandez about the law? Okay, thank you. All right. Position 1, Abel is further notice for a jury trial. It's a waiver of arraignment to be submitted by Mr. Haddad. Position 2 is reset to the motions calendar at defense request. Position 3, Mr. Yusuf Al Khatib.
Your Honor, he appeared, he gave me his number. I called, he didn't answer, and then he disconnected. I know for what it's worth, Judge, the recommendation was mental health, continued mental health. He had spent 205 days in custody before he made bond, so the offer was time served with the condition that he continue his medication, Judge. It is Ms. Helen's case.
I'm gonna reset it to August 2nd
Thank
at
you.
9 a.m. in person only.
Yes, Judge.
So Miss Helen will need to make sure, because I'm not taking any Zoom appearances from this individual. He needs to be here in person. Okay, thank
Absolutely,
you.
Judge.
Position 4, Holly and Draco. And this was null pros pursuant to diversion. Would that be correct?
Correct.
All right. Position 5 is further notice for a jury trial. Case management order has issued. 6, Bracy is reset to August 2nd, 9 a.m. in person. 7, Akeen Brown. And I have Kenneth Shatton. Any announcements from the attorney? No?
I emailed him yesterday. I had not received a response.
All right. How would the state like to proceed?
If you give me just 1 second, Your Honor, I'm sorry, let me just double check something. He should have, but he emailed me, he emailed me yesterday. He's in the mountains, I guess. But I'm not sure that he filed a leave of absence, but in the email, he told me.
All right.
I guess he didn't receive notice. He stated that he did not receive notice and he didn't know until I told him about this hearing.
Reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. in person only. No Zoom. Literally, he'll have to come down a mountain and come.
I'm gonna
see
ask,
us.
I will email him and tell him today what it is, and so he will have notice now.
All right, thank you. Position 8, Malcolm Burns is represented by the PD's office, reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. in person. Position 9, Chantel Classens is reset to motions calendar in person. Position 10, Cedric Edwards. Has not appeared. How would we like to proceed?
State request a bench warrant.
Bench warrants granted is going to be $500 on each count. That's a $2,000 surety. Position 11 is reset to a final plea calendar, August 2nd. Position 12 is reset to August 2nd, 9 a.m. in person. Position 13, Jarvis Golson. Jarvis Golson, not appeared.
State request a bench warrant.
All right, $1,000 surety bond. Granted. Position 14 is reset to final plea, August 2nd in person. 15, Preston Hill.
State request a bench warrant.
Granted, and that's going to be $500 on each count, and that's going to be $3,500 surety bond. Position 16 is reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. Pending confirmation of diversion and possible null pros. Position 17, Amanda Hood has been null prossed. Can we confirm?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Position 18, John Keita Houston, attorney. This is the PD's office.
It is, Judge. There's been no response. In fact, that individual did not appear the last calendar. But that was during the cyber attack, and I think the court was gracious enough not to issue warrants at the time.
Okay. Ms. Gutierrez or Ms. Kastadakis, how are we proceeding?
State request a bench warrant.
Granted is a $2,000 surety. Trevon Hunt.
Your Honor, same announcement that it would be our case, Judge. We've not had any contact, and not quite the same, because I don't know the past, whether this is a new transfer to the division or not, but we've not had any contact with Mr. Hunt.
All right.
State request a bench warrant on this
All
one.
right. Bench warrants granted. It's a $1,000 surety, $500 on each count. Position 20, Julie Ivy is reset for in-person August 2nd, attorney Jeffrey Dickerson. Position 21, Andre Jones. Not appeared.
Your Honor, with this one, the state is actually requested a disposition that we haven't received yet. So we were not prepared to give an offer today, so we're not going to request a bench warrant on this case.
All right, so it's reset to August 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. in person only. Hopefully he'll appear to hear a possible disposition. Position 22, Grady Jones is in diversion, reset August 2nd, excuse me, for at 9 a.m. for status with attorney Kyle Epps. Position 23, Joseph Kenny. Not appeared. Ms. Kassadakis?
This is another case, Your Honor. This involves a firearm and the state is not prepared to give an offer, so we're not going to request a bench warrant.
All right, this is reset to final plea calendar on August 2nd, in person only. And position 24 is null pros, 25 Zadok Laws. And I confirm it's been null prost. Right. Position 26, Quentin McKenzie is further notice to the motions calendar pending a possible dismissal. Position 27, Damian Mitchell has not appeared.
State requests a bench warrant.
Right. We're going to grant a bench warrant. The bond is set at 1,000. It's a surety bond. 28 is further notice to the final plea calendar in person on August 2nd. Position 29, Michael Mosley has not appeared.
State requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant is granted. Mr. Haddad, this is with the PD's office.
It
Any
is, sir.
contact?
No, Judge, no
All right.
contact.
Bench warrant granted, and that's going to be a 2,500 surety bond. Position 30, Mr. Michael Mendel Mosley. It's the same person as position 29. Let me see. Yes, looks like the same date of birth. Bench warrant is granted and the bond is set at 2,000 surety. Position 31, Leonardo Mota. The attorney has not appeared, so I'm going to allow for the conflict. The case is reset to August 2nd at 9 a.m. in person only. Position 32 is a waiver of arraignment and further notice. This is for and this is going to be further notice for trial. Position 33, Keith Reynolds has not appeared.
State requests a bench warrant.
Bench warrant granted. This is going to be a 500 surety bond. 34, Martina Rivera was a plea. Position 35, Justin Rogers is reset to the final plea calendar in person, August 2nd. Position 35, Byrne Shannon Rowe has not appeared.
Judge, this defendant has passed away.
All right. Is the state going to null pros?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Position 36, the case is null prost. Position 37, Viran Sek, S-E-C-K, represented by Mr. Friedman, reset to the motions calendar. Position 38, Michael Sibilla, no response. Is that Ms. Gutierrez?
State requests a bench warrant.
All right. Bond is set at 1,500. It is a surety bond. Position 39 is Lonnie Smith, reset to the final plea calendar on August 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 40, Reginald Strozier has not appeared.
State requests a bench warrant.
Bond set at $1,000, 500 on each count, and that's a surety bond. Eric Taylor is position 41 is null prost. 42, Cation Tolan is further notice for trial. Position 43, Ronald Washington
State requests a bench warrant.
has not appeared. Bench warrant, surety bond set at 500. Position 44 is Carlton Webb, further notice for a jury trial. Position 45, William Wilder is further notice to the motions calendar. Position 47, Xavier Zachary is represented by Mr. Haddad, reset to the in-person final plea calendar on August 2nd at 9 a.m. And that leaves us with Mr. Al Williams. who has been diligently trying to connect to audio. And he has still not connected to audio. So no one knows who represents him.
I believe he's pro se, Judge.
Let me see. 4139G. Yeah, pending motion to revoke his bond. We have a home number and a cell number. Yeah, Mr. Randolph, if you will try to contact him, he needs to either come back to court at 1:30 p.m. in person because his Zoom is not working. All right, that concludes our calendar for this morning. We will resume at 1:30 p.m. with our final plea and show cause calendar. Mr. Al Williams, hopefully will be able to join us at 1:30 p.m. in person. Thank you.
Your Honor. Position 28, Moreland, the they requested motions calendar.
28.
28 Moreland.
See what I may have written it down wrong. Was it motions calendar?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was final plea, but okay.
Either one works.
All right, it's still in person. So Damalis Moreland is motions calendar in person. All right, Mr. Glanville, if Mr. Williams gets in touch with you, please let him know he needs to come back to court in person at 1:30 p.m.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
Thank you.